Welcome back. We are here with Francine Brokaw, our entertainment correspondent. It's always great to see you, Francine. Thanks for bringing us some movie news. I think now we're talking about movies with a twist.
Impactful endings of some kind, whether they're heartwarming or whether they're
jolting.
Shocking. Yes, exactly. Okay. I mean, when you first think about a movie like that, you always think about The Sixth Sense. I mean, that usually is the first one that people come to mind. Mm-hmm. Or Planet of the Apes, mm-hmm. with the ending. And let's see, what do we have? Soylent Green. Have you ever seen?
I have not seen that.
That's a futuristic film.
Is it still futuristic? Because it's been out quite a while.
Yeah, it's Charlton Heston, but it's the ending is jolting.
Okay.
For anybody that they don't see it coming, and it's something that people talk about to this day.
Well, you've brought a whole stack of discs, so let's see what else.
Before we get to that, though, I do have to say they've done a lot of Ocean's movies.
I have enjoyed the Ocean's
The
movies.
original Ocean's 11, mm-hmm. I thought the ending was inspired because, unlike the other ones, they don't get away with it.
True.
And this was the old time. The old time, the thieves don't get away with things. And the ending at the funeral parlor, to me, was the ultimate way they could end that show. It was fabulous.
You're right. I hadn't really thought about that, but you're absolutely right. Yeah. It was interesting.
It was. It's a twist.
Makes you think.
It does. Okay. And it was cute. I mean, those guys were adorable.
Oh,
the Rat Pack, who can dislike them?
Yeah.
But anyway, Joe Penny and Melissa Gilbert in Blood Vows.
So that's not a horror film that then
That's not it's a love story, basically. She and he, they fall in love. And he is the Prince Charming that I swear every woman wants. He does everything for her. Okay. Their lives are fabulous, picture perfect. And then she discovers his family's in the mafia. Oh. He's not, but his family is. So the question throughout the entire film is his allegiance to her or his family?
I see.
And the ending will grab you, no matter what side you're on. I showed it to my mom a couple weeks ago, and she's just like, what?
Okay.
It's
so
really
a
true shock for an ending. Somewhere Tomorrow, Sarah Jessica Parker.
We've talked about this one before. I'm trying to remember if I've actually seen it or if we just talked about it.
It's one of my go-to all-time favorites because she has this relationship with a ghost, basically.
Who plays the ghost?
I can't remember his name, but I mean, he's not really one of. You look at it for Sarah Jessica Parker.
Got it.
And the ending is such a sweet ending. It's something that most people do not see coming. Okay. And it's a show that will leave you with a warm heart and feeling happy.
I like that. That's my kind of movie.
It's could be a little bit of a shock, mm-hmm. but it's a good shock.
Okay.
It's not one of those, oh my God. It's really a fun twist to the ending. Now, the Reincarnation of Peter Proud.
Never even heard of it.
You haven't heard of it. Most people haven't heard of it. I loved it when it first came out. I can't remember how many years ago. It's got Michael Sarrazin and Jennifer O'Neill and Margaret Kidder.
All names I know.
All famous names. Mm-hmm. But what happens is Michael Sarrazin starts remembering a past life when he was married to Margot Kidder. And she happened to kill him in that past life.
She happened to kill him.
So anyway, he is reborn, and for some reason, somehow, he has memories, flashbacks, and he for somehow sees something in television of a town in New England that brings back a lot of memories. So he travels there, and he meets Margot Kidder again, and Margot Kidder's daughter, and
maybe you shouldn't tell us more of the movie.
I'm not going to give you any spoiler alerts for this one, but the ending is, it makes you think.
Okay.
It makes you think like, oh my gosh, what just happened?
Not what you expected.
What happened again? What is this?
Good, we'll put it on the list.
This is something that The Final Countdown, Kirk Douglas and Martin Sheen.
Another one I've never heard of.
These people are taken mysteriously back to pre-Pearl Harbor days. And I can't spoil it, but when they finally get back to modern times, things are a little different.
Interesting. Okay.
And to figure out how they got to be that way, it's quite refreshing. It's a fun movie.
And that's the thing, like, these aren't necessarily recent movies.
No.
But it sounds to me like they're movies that just have a long life.
They stand the test of time.
That's great.
None of these are new movies at all.
Okay.
None of these have come out in the last decade even. 3 Days of the Condor. They're making a TV series on, I can't remember which streaming service. I don't know if it's Amazon or not. Okay, forgive me, I don't remember which one.
It's fine.
This came out of a book, 6 Days of the Condor, which I read a long time before the movie. 3 Days of the Condor, very young, very adorable Robert Redford.
Very, very.
Gorgeous Robert Redford, I might add. He comes across some spooky CIA things. And the ending is what you'd expect from that kind of character.
Okay.
What he does with all the information he has. You think about it, what would you do if you knew all these things were going on? Would you keep it to yourself? Would you tell your best friend?
Wow.
Would you tell the world? What would you do?
Well, I'm pretty sure today I know that answer, but back then it was probably
Back then,
different.
it was a shock. It was a shock because this was going on during a lot of the, I think the Nixon era, when things started to come out a lot more.
And let's just face it, a young Robert Redford is never hard to
he
take.
just retired.
Officially?
Officially retired from acting.
Okay.
So he says. How many people have retired and come back?
I don't know, we'll see. I just spent a few days at a conference at Sundance, so
He's
whether he's retired or not, he's still very much alive.
He'll keep that up, but as far as acting, he says he's done with it. He doesn't look the same, you know, he's
been directing and producing for so long.
Yeah.
He's got fingers in the business in many other ways.
And he doesn't have to do this. He's got...
It's a passion play.
I think it's a nice move when older people retire and pass the torch. I really do.
And he just recently did a movie with Jane Fonda, which actually...
Our Time at Night, or whatever.
Yeah.
Our Souls at Night.
Right, which I thought was kind of just a great way for them to cap an amazing career.
I thought it was a good ending for the two of them.
Yeah.
Yes. Now she's continuing.
Of course. She's got Frankie and
Grace.
Grace and Frankie.
Yeah, she's got movies. She's got movies. Okay, something that I'm pretty sure everybody's heard about is Charade.
Absolutely.
Cary Grant,
and Audrey Hepburn.
one of my all-time favorites.
Those I do know.
Yes. And so during the show, he has several personalities that come out, and it's the one at the end that really melts your heart. He's funny.
Yeah,
you know,
he's
one of the few that can do drama and comedy, romance, slapstick. He can do everything.
No, he was a gift.
And he basically does it all in this show.
And he looks good doing it. Can't say that
Tell
for
me
everyone.
about it.
Can't say that for everyone.
And the China Syndrome.
Okay.
That's another Jane Fonda.
Faye Dunaway is in a lot of these, actually.
No, Faye Dunaway wasn't in this. This is Jack Lemmon, Michael Douglas,
okay.
and Jane Fonda.
Oh, Jane Fonda.
Yeah, she looks a little bit like a young Faye Dunaway.
Yeah.
But this is Jack Lemmon. I think this is one of his best dramatic films, and he tries to convince everybody that there's a problem with the nuclear plant, and nobody really believes him. A few people do. But the ending will make everybody think about what is going on with our plants, and with what happened recently with Storm Florence. They had to shut down all the nuclear plants because of the problems. This will make people think about: do we rely heavily on nuclear? Do we move more towards solar? What's the safest way for us to get our energy?
Yeah.
So this is something that will make people talk.
And that came out a couple of decades ago, so.
More than a couple.
Yeah. So they were really thinking ahead.
The Red Violin, which we talked about, what makes the Red Violin red. I'm not going to spoil that. That's something that people will think about when they see it. And the last one that I brought is Harry in Your Pocket.
Huh.
Now that is a heist movie,
Okay.
but the people that you think are going to get away with it don't, and the people that you don't think are going to get away with it do.
So somebody actually gets caught.
Yeah, I'm not telling you who.
Okay.
What, is it the newcomer? Is it the veteran? Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a little twist at the end.
Very
Definite
fun.
twist at the end.
Very fun.
And so let's see, what else have we
What else
left
do you
out?
have on your list?
No Way Out. My friends wanted me to tell you that No Way Out is another one.
I
It
remember
definitely
that
is.
one. I did
It
see
is.
that one. Mhm.
But if you want a show with a shocking ending, besides Planet of the Apes, besides The Sixth Sense, you've got a lot.
These are a great lists. Thank you. And now we've got our autumn and winter
These are
movie
great
list.
for the autumn. Days are getting longer.
Yeah.
You want something that's going to keep your interest. And whether you want something with romance, as in a couple of those, especially what was the one, the Mafia, the Blood Vows.
Right.
That everybody has to see if they want a shock.
Okay.
Seriously,
Perfect.
that is top of my list for a
We'll
shock.
list them all. And thank you for always bringing us fun and interesting ways to fill our winter nights.
Yeah, my pleasure. I'm hoping that I spark some interest in the viewers, that they can see that the new movies aren't exactly where you have to go to get something really good quality, that you can look to the past.
And in some cases, it's a reminder, like, oh yeah, I really enjoyed that movie 10 years ago. Maybe it's time to watch it again.
I watch these over and over again through the years because
great.
the acting is so good.
Thank you. Thanks for
welcome.
joining us
My
always.
pleasure.
We appreciate you. And we'll be right back.